opportunity to explore one of the greatest projects of our time, considered by many to be the Bible of personal development, Think and Grow Rich. Now, fast forward 100 years, where in 2008, the Napoleon Hill Foundation would attempt to recreate history. Don Green, Chief Executive Officer of the Napoleon Hill Foundation, decided it's time to share some modern examples that illustrate these important and time-tested messages. In studio, we are pleased to have the man who made this 3 Feet from Gold project possible, Don Green. Why did you decide to do this project?
Well, I think the timing was perfect. It was very comparable to the time that Hill wrote his book. The country was having financial problems, and I think the messages applies today just like it did back when Hill wrote the original material.
Have you ever faced challenging times? Wanted to give up, walk away from something very special? Then you're in good company. Years ago, Greg Reed was in the same situation. Now he's writing a book that is going to inspire millions to stay on course. Greg, I want to welcome you to the show. It's good having you here.
Thanks for having me. There was a man named Garb, and he sets out west, has gold fever like everyone did back in the days. And sure enough, he found a little hole and started digging in it and found some gold. Got all excited, he covered it up and went back home. He told all of his family and friends that they should chip in to invest so he could buy equipment to pull it out by the truckload. The first cart comes out of the ground, sure enough, it's one of the richest strikes they've ever seen. Woohoo! They're going to be rich. But they kept digging, and they ran out of gold. They kept digging, and there was no more gold. They did this day after day, week after week, till finally he was defeated and he gave up. He walked out of that mine and says, I'm through. He sees a junk man walking by. He says, hey, buddy, give me $200. I'll sell you the mine and all the equipment. I'm out of here. And the junk man, being smarter than the average bear, says, well, I'll take it because the equipment's worth more than that just in itself. Now, what he did was something very intelligent. You see, he sought outside advice and counsel from people that have information greater than his own. And he sought an engineer and says, what happened? He said they had gold and they ran out. And the engineer said, it's simple. Gold runs in a vein like a finger. What they did is they popped into it and came out the other end. He says, if you go back where they hit their treasure, go 3 feet in the opposite direction, you'll tap back into it also. And that's what he did. He pulled out one of the largest gold strikes in the history of the world.
Many people don't know this, but Napoleon Hill had the toughest time getting someone to publish his book. Rumor has it that you've had a few challenges of your own with this project.
This entire project has been a study of 3 feet from gold.
Is this when you brought Sharon Lechter into it?
Well, actually, that's when Don suggested I give Sharon a call. And I got to tell you, that's when it all changed. That's when Venus, Pluto, and Mars all aligned to us. I could sit and, spout her praises all day long, but I think it'd probably be best to bring her over here herself. Hey, Sharon, come over here. Why don't you sit down and talk to Bob a little bit about this project? Bob, there you go.
Sure.
We're going to pass the baton here.
Tell me a couple of the people that you've interviewed that was really impressive and would help the person watching us right now.
John St. Augustine we interviewed, and he talked about the law of attraction and positive mental attitude, but also he said his little nugget was people need to change their wishbone into backbone. And I love that, because a lot of people just sit and wait for good things to happen. I'm going to sit here and have good thoughts, and good things are going to happen. He says you have to turn it into backbone.
How do you see this relative to your other successes?
Well, the success is in the information. And if it's the right information, the right message, at the right time, it will be a success in its own right. And if you think about Think and Grow Rich, it was published during the Great Depression. It helped millions of people with giving them the message of hope and vitality during a time when there was so much distress and so much financial collapse. And if we look today, we have that same issue, not just in America, but all over the globe. And so our goal and our hope for this project is that it will be able to provide hope, sustenance, and just one opportunity, allow people to start saying, if I do this, my life will be better.
Well, Sharon, it's a real pleasure for me to be working on this project with you and Greg and Don. You are such an excellent example of this, and I think you've contributed so much to this. I want you to stop and think. Don't even look sideways. Don't ask anyone what they think you should do. Do what you know you should do. Get a hold of us and let us give you this information. Get 3 Feet in Gold and study it. One of the greatest things you'll learn is what everybody says is a terrible economy. The other side is it's a great opportunity, and that's what you're going to find here. I encourage you to do that. And then get as many of your friends on to do it as you can so that you've got something meaningful to discuss. Get rid of the small talk. Get into the big talk.
I'm going to encourage you to never give up on your dream. You never know when you may be just 3 feet from gold. For more information on this movie, please visit www.3feetawaydvd.com. Again,